Creativity is an addiction. Oh my God, who was I with yesterday where that was like the subject that we just could not break away from? I think it was Cynthia Geary, actress, and she was on Northern Exposure. We were talking about creativity and how you just can't set it aside. You've always got to find that outlet so it has a voice, because if you don't give your creativity that stage or that one moment, it's going to go, whoa, what is wrong with you? And then you're going to feel yucky and you're going to go, why am I always in a bad mood? Well, that's all I'm going to tell you right there, because you have to build a relationship up with your creativity. Unplugged, because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally uncut, because we will always make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. I love it when Jazzy and I step outside into the forest. The sun is just coming over the horizon. And that hawk is about 25, 30 feet from us, just blaring its lungs, saying, "Good morning, human. Welcome to the world." Every day that hawk is just out there. And it's so fascinating to watch that hawk. It soars to the right, it soars to the left, and then it ends up on a fence post. And it will just sit there as if it's got its arms crossed. And the red-tailed hawk looks at me and looks at Jazzy as if to be saying, "What do you want to know?" Yeah, what do I want to know? Because obviously the red-tailed hawk that greets us every morning in this forest in South Charlotte, North Carolina, has something to tell. And if I don't stop and listen to the blaring vocals of this hawk, then I'm missing out. And if I miss out, this is our relationship between you and me, okay? This is us. If I miss out on something in this forest, then I feel like I'm failing you in the way of I could have picked up to share with you. Because what that hawk is trying to tell us might be something you need in your life today. And I guess that's just how weird I am. That's the nidra in me, the meditation that I study, the Native American spirituality that I bring to life in my everyday, the universal spirituality, God, Jesus. You say it. You don't have to, but there's got to be something there in that moment for that hawk to meet us every single morning. Because that hawk, I guarantee you, is not crossing its wings in front of its bold chest, and it's not saying, What? I was okay till you got out here. That hawk's not saying that. It's saying, what do you want to know? Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Choice. This is what I was writing while the sun was waking up on a brilliant new day. Today we are reading from June 10th, 2022. I write about really weird stuff. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's because I'm a stream thinker where you allow the universe to move through you and you write in those moments. In fact, I was with an author yesterday, and I do invite you to go back and listen to this conversation because we had a real one-on-one moment. I was with Gracie Kim, who is a young adult author who's on her second book of a trilogy, and we talked about how much she is having a horrible time with this third book. And go back and listen to it and really see how I embrace what other authors are doing, and we talk about moving through those moments of silence. That's what we do as writers. It's a community is what it is. We take care of each other. I'm not sure why I'm writing about what I'm about ready to write about today, except that maybe somebody needs it. But I take my blood pressure every single morning before I write. A man told me the other day, hey, there's a trick you can do before taking your blood pressure that'll always give you lower numbers. I sat there and I thought, what? A trick that I can do to guarantee I'm always going to get lower numbers when I take my blood pressure. This reminds me so much of the Native American dream catcher. You know what that is, right? A lot of them are dangling from rearview mirrors in cars. If you knew the real story, you wouldn't treat things the way that you do. Because I am a heart attack survivor, July 21st, 2009, 6:15 p.m., I take my blood pressure to keep written records of my reality. If I do things that take me away from the reality of a moment and or numbers, I'm only injuring my survival. Now, as for the dream catcher, as beautiful as they are and as cool as they look dangling from that rear view mirror, they aren't decorations, but rather they are tools of communication. The women left messages on these dream catchers by way of moving the beads and putting pictures and things on there. They didn't have a pen and paper. What they had was the dream catcher. this was their way of speaking to other nations. Oh, God. I want to sit in a circle one day to hear your story, to hear of your experiences, what you're reading, what you're pushing away, what you would like to learn, but you can't find the time to even pace it to a thought. There are so many things that are moving through us on a daily basis that we don't know how to digest them. We just keep storing them in this gigantic closet somewhere inside this mind, body, and soul. The pandemic is a good example. What did you learn? What did you enjoy about the lockdown? It wasn't always about complaints. It wasn't always about binge watching TV shows. There was something that we were supposed to learn. What did you learn? And what I'm going to do in the days ahead is I'm going to go back through my daily writing, and I'm going to study the guy who wrote No Matter What during the pandemic. And the things that I'm going to bump into a lot, I know what I did, and this is my testimony, and I know how this testimony quickly spun around when I chose to listen. But I'll bet you at least 200 to 500 times during that lockdown from March of 2020 until they finally let us out, I kept asking, God, where are you? Where are you, God? Where are you? And on those pages into 2021, I don't know the exact date, but it is documented. During those moments where I said, God, where are you? It was written, I'm here. Where are you? It's the same thing as these numbers. I take my numbers every day because high blood pressure. I take medication for it and stuff like that. If I'm going to lie to myself, then I don't deserve to have a better life. If I have to trick myself into lowering those numbers so I can feel better about the moment, then that's cheating the system. The same thing with the dream catcher. I have dream catchers inside the studio with messages on them so that when I'm having one of those moments, I can look to that dream catcher and see the message that was put on that dream catcher by a woman sharing communication. Sometimes the things that we have in our everyday world, there's a deeper and richer purpose and plan behind it. It's not a toy. It's not decorations. It's in your life because you need it in your life. What are those things? Identify with them and then grow with them. I'm Arroe, and that's what I was writing while the sun was waking up on a brilliant new day.